I'm feeling pretty shaky going into this one.
Could be a major fail. I've never done this before.
This one could end up in the trash.
I'm really not happy at all with how this is looking.
Preston was telling me his was a little frustrating. Luckily, mine hasn't been.
That makes me a little nervous. This is kind of complicated for me. That looks super cool.
Very cool.
We should be out there snacking on bad guys.
But instead, we're in here. We're seeing if we can make a Venom bust out of hot glue.
That's right. Besides paint, everything has to be made of only hot glue. You ready? Let's go. So I know for a fact that Dalton's not feeling super confident about this one, so I hope that that plays out to our advantage. The thought that I had was to take this air dry foam clay and make a mold, 2 halves of Venom's bust, and then glue them together and then paint everything. So that's what I'm going to try. Could be a major fail. I've never done this before, but it could be a major win, especially because Dalton's will most likely be a major fail. I'm just hoping that ghost face build wasn't indicative of my skills with foam clay. I definitely have to redeem myself with this stuff.
Well, this one's going to be interesting. I have not really used hot glue much, especially not in these projects. I definitely haven't used it to make any sort of structure. The most I've ever done with hot glue is just glue stuff together. So I'm feeling pretty shaky going into this one. The closest I came to a fail was probably my creeper head, but as you can see, that one was at least good enough to display. This one though, I don't know. This one could end up in the trash. I think this is going to be a first for both of us. And in that case, who knows? Maybe I have the upper hand. So my plan is to basically make this out of shapes and kind of like a manual 3D printing approach. So I'm going to be making shapes for the top of the head, the lower jaw, and then a shape for the shoulders and chest area. Then I might do some shoulder caps and I'll do the tongue. Wish me luck.
I know Dalton's having a really hard time, and I hope that that continues because this was not easy for me at all. So that would make me feel a little better if he was just pulling his hair out, trying to figure out his project. I think one of these is ready for me to pull it out and see what it looks like. Looks a little more Jurassic Park than Venom, but we'll get there. They're definitely not... They definitely do not match up with each other. So I guess that's what I get for eyeballing it. And the question now is, should I use this half or should I just build up this side with glue? I don't know. I think I can still use them both. I just need to shape them a little bit better. Yeah, it's going to need a lot of dressing up. I'm really not happy at all with how this is looking. It's way smaller than I was hoping it would be. I don't know why I expected it to be different, but I think I'm gonna build it up a little bit. So I'm gonna have to do it in layers. I don't know. At this point, I think I can dress it up and make it look good, even if I keep it small. But I was really hoping for it to be looking a little better after that first step, and it really doesn't. So I'm just hoping that Dalton's is a lot worse. But I talked to him this morning and he seemed pretty positive about it. So that makes me nervous.
So I've discovered that I can make these little sheet sort of things where I glue out on top of the parchment paper and it kind of flattens out into a sheet. And then I can cut it into this shape and I can bend and mold the shape however I want and glue it on. I think I'm going to do that for some of the details, specifically for the chest. And then for the tongue, I'm just going to kind of draw the shape out on my paper, and then I'll just do a few layers so that it'll be a long layered tongue. And then I'll stick it in later after we paint.
I have this image in my mind of Dalton just getting frantic at this point. Frantic because his project isn't turning out the way that he thought it was going to, and because his supplies didn't last as long as he thought they would. And he's getting close to the deadline, and he doesn't have too much time left, so starting over is not really an option. And he's probably just really hoping that I'm at least in the same predicament as him. He doesn't want to show up empty-handed at the end of this contest. And since we're twins, we can read each other's minds. So I'm pretty sure all of that was accurate. Time to watch me do some details on this. Trying to give him some shoulders, but that's going to take a crap ton of glue. Look at that gap back there. I'm going to squeeze out a sheet of glue, and then I'm just going to cut teeth out of it. Duh. Hopefully Dalton's not to that duh moment yet. I would love it if he showed up with a toothless Venom.
All right. I think he's looking pretty good. Preston was telling me his was a little frustrating. Luckily, mine hasn't been. I think we're ready to slap some paint on this, and then we'll do the teeth last. And I think I might also add some Venom lettering here at the bottom.
I talked to Dalton, and it sounds like he's already done. I'm hoping that means he already just gave up. Because if he's already done, that might mean that it was easy for him. That makes me a little nervous. This was kind of complicated for me. But I guess let's get to painting. I'm going to paint all the teeth first, and paint the mouth, and then I'll stick the teeth on, and then I'll paint the rest. I don't know, Dalton, I think you're going to have a hard time beating this. This actually turned out really cool. Now it's time for me to do the little marbly white lines all over him. So that'll be my final step, and then we'll show it off. Okay, guys, it's time to unveil the masterpieces. Dalton, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first because I had a lot of fun with this one, and I like how mine turned out.
Okay, let's see it. That looks super cool. That tongue is way longer than I was able to do with mine. That looks awesome. Good job.
Thanks. How did yours go?
I had fun with it. I was nervous after my first attempt, but I was able to turn it around, I think. Let me show you.
Very cool. I love how you did those eyes. I feel like I feel like your eyes are pretty screen accurate. I was struggling with my eyes a little bit.
I just had a last second idea to just leave the glue exposed for the eyes, and I think it turned out pretty good.
Sweet. It looks great.
All right, guys, who was the better hot gluer? Was it Dalton or was it me? Put your vote down in the comments, and if we got anything wrong with our versions of Venom, let us know that too. And if you want to see more challenges like this, subscribe.